And in the sequence of videos following this video, I'm going to give you some hints, tips, and guidance around that you can use when completing Unit 8 mathematical modeling. For this video, we're going to focus on Day 1 mathematical modeling college characteristics. We're asking ourselves, how can mathematical modeling be used to help prospective students make informed choices about college? So you should take some time to complete the launch on your own. The slide 1 is going to give you some real clear ideas around what mathematical modeling is and how the process will go throughout this lesson sequence. And then this one is going to continue to kind of give you that guidance. I'm going to read over those slides, and then once you're done, come back to this video and I'm going to give you some guidance around these vocabulary words and what they might mean so it can help you when you're working with the data set for this lesson and modeling the information. So let's get into this introduction. So the question it asked is, the prompt is, the U.S. Department of Education does a survey of colleges every year and collects data on a variety of characteristics. Some are listed below. And I'm just going to go through and just kind of give you a quick summary of what each of these words means so that you can use it, you can help answer these questions and answer the questions in the next few slides. So college ownership. There are 4 different kind of ways colleges can be run. It can be a public school, just like your school is probably a public school run by the government, not or the state or the city. Private nonprofit is privately run, so it's like a private school, but it's not set out to make any money. Sorry, there's 3 different college ownership categories. Or private for-profit. It's like a private school, but they want to make some money, so they're a for-profit school. Average SAT scores. Average SAT scores are, you take the average, you take all of the SAT scores of the admitted students, you add them up, and you divide by how many admitted students there are. So it tells you basically what's the average score students are scoring on the SAT. The SAT is a test students take before getting into college, and this helps colleges kind of say, oh, what is their score? Are they kind of a part of your application to show, how much you've learned throughout middle and high school. It's kind of similar idea to the SHSAT. And some colleges are actually moving away from using SAT scores because in some ways it can be unfair or biased, but that's what that is talking about when you see that data point. Acceptance rate tells you what % of students are accepted to the school. So out of all 100,000 applicants, 10% are accepted or whatever it is. The lower the acceptance rate, the more competitive it is. If I'm only accepting 5% of all my applicants, I'm going to be really competitive. If I'm accepting 75% of all of my applicants, most kids are going to get into my school. Number of enrolled students, or just the number of students that attend the school. It could be a smaller school, like 1,000 students. It could be a huge school, like 20,000 students. Average cost of attendance. How much on average does it cost to attend that school? What is the price to go there? Median earnings. How much, median is the middle number, so how much are students who graduate earning 10 years after graduation? What is the potential salary you can get from going here, right? The higher it is, maybe the more likely you're like, oh, that might be a school I want to go to. You can potentially make more money. Highest degree awarded. There are different levels of degrees. You can have an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree. You can have a bachelor's degree, which is a 4-year degree. You can have a master's degree, which is a 5 or 6-year degree, depending on where you're at. And then you can have a PhD or a doctorate degree, which is going to be many more years added on. Completion rate. What % of the students are completing college there? If only 10% of students are graduating, what's going on? Why aren't most students graduating? Percent of white students, what % of students are white? And then the median ACT score, similar to the median SAT score. This is just another test students can take to add to their application to show their performance on this specific test. Okay, so you can answer these questions. What do you notice and wonder? How might these characteristics help prospective students make informed choices? And you might not do it for everyone. You might choose a couple that you think would be really helpful for students to make informed choices. You can go and answer that. Put me on pause, and then we'll come back together, and we're just going to look at this explore together. So I'm going to show you the data set in a moment, and you're going to answer these, you're going to use that data set and think about the types of data and relationships you see. So what types of data do you see? What are examples of each type? I'm going to show you a quick slide that I just threw in here. You don't have this on yours, but there are two essential types of data. Categorical data, which is data where the values are categories. For example, the breeds of 10 different dogs are categorical data. The colors of 100 flowers, categorical data. Numerical data is called measurement or quantitative data. It's data where the values are numbers, measurements, or quantities. Okay, the weight of different dogs is numerical data. So when you click the data set, here you're going to have a set that looks like this. So you have to ask yourself, what are categorical, what are giving you categories, qualities, it also could be called qualitative data, and which data pieces are quantitative, giving you, or numerical, giving you numbers, okay? So here's an example of categorical data, right? It's in a category, either a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree. A graduate degree covers those upper level associates, master's, or doctorate degrees that I was telling you. Bachelor's is the undergrad. Graduate degree covers master's and doctorate. They don't have associates on here because no one only gets to that at these schools, it looks like, and bachelor's is the 4-year degree. Here's an example of numerical data because it's being grouped by numbers, okay? So you can answer these questions here based on what we just talked about. And then finally, after you finish that, you are going to answer the summary question. So just continue, while you're answering the Explorer, just continue thinking about these two different types of data. And then throughout the next lesson, we will start to think about how we can model with this data.